Okay, guys, I got the monologue all rehearsed, alright? So we're gonna do this shit, alright? Listen up. Put your phones away, alright? Okay, so like, we're gonna start with Trump. So I come out.
It's funny!
I didn't even start yet. There's not a punchline.
He's so funny! I like it! I like it a lot! He's funny!
Okay. Quite polar opposite reactions. That wasn't a joke either.
He's so funny!
Okay, so I start with Trump, and I say, hey, did you guys hear what Trump said today?
He's funny. He's really funny.
We were gonna do a gag with the horse.
It's over. That didn't work out. All right, give up. It's not working. Hi, I'm. Hey!
Oh, hello, everyone. Every single one of you out there. It is I, me, the guy, the host, who's falling apart. You can't do these alone, folks. This is number 3. It feels like number 3,000. I'm going bald here. I'm 23, by the way. Got a receding hairline, which, combined with this physique magnifique, makes everyone say I resemble, I don't know, Seth Rogen, Bobby Moynihan, Mike Rianda, Josh Gad, Jonah Hill, Wayne Knight, John C. Reilly, John Belushi, Kevin Jonas, Bill Hicks with a fro, Colbert in college, and his writer, Daniel Kibblesmith, Henry from Eraserhead, that extra who's in everything, whoever this guy is, Fat Eric Andre, this prisoner, Susan Boyle, Pat from SNL, and of course, worst of all, Hank Darrell. But we're not even going to get into that. That's a whole other thing. Somebody shut that phone off. It's probably him calling to interrupt. Again, and again, and again. Speaking of clowns, like creepy clowns. You know, I called the whole thing with the creepy clowns. Someone turn that phone off! Actually, also the receding hairline reminds me of a video I did. One of the first videos I ever did that I never put anywhere. It was like an old test show for an old thing that no one's ever going to see. It was actually part of a season and a half of a thing no one will ever see. That's sort of a precursor mutant thing of this. Kinda. Back when I was a youngling.
The title for our show. We're back. Okay, first of all, if it looks like that my hair is a lot shorter than in the other shots you saw, or that maybe you're thinking I got a haircut in between these shots, that's not the case. You see, think of it as a stress meter. The more stressful I get, the shorter my hair becomes. The longer it is, the less stressed I am. In the beginning, there weren't many problems. I had an abundance of hair. So, if I look bald by the end of this, you know we're having a rough day here at Frosty Chicken Productions.
Oh yeah, the creepy clown thing. But even I wasn't the first to warn you. And yeah, okay, there was Stephen King. But more importantly, there was good old Billy, remember? Yeah, you do.
Clowns are nothing but ultimate evil! They want to be the dominant species on the planet, and they'll destroy us all to make it happen! Destroy us all! Destroy us all!
And it pretty much goes on like that for the remaining seasons. Oh, which reminds me of a thing I still have on my office wall that I saved from high school from a kid who I thought was hilarious that most people didn't seem to pay attention to. He made this. Brilliant. When I talked about The Last Circus, which relates to the trumpet thing, which I'll actually talk about in the next episode because we got no time because we got to do a monologue. Speaking of monologues and speaking of segues in monologues, did y'all hear about this? Huh? So did y'all hear about this? I did. There's a new app, as of 5 months ago, called GhostBot that sends breakup texts for you. Wow. If ever there were a tech idea that sounds like it'd be from a reboot of Seinfeld. I'm foaming at the mouth here. That's scary, and this is scary. And not just because it makes me think of a robot combined with a ghost. Perfect for Halloween. Leave it to millennials to rely on technology even for outsourcing rejection. I'm sorry, fellow young people, but come on. By the way, if you're so non-committed and non-confrontational that you need GhostBot, what do you do if you want to cancel it? Huh? Use some other app? It's madness. What next? Cancel Droid? Come on! Actually, I'm going to do that. That's a better business venture than this show. But you know what, folks? I'm surprised this isn't how the voters broke up with good old Bernie Sanders. Well, because he's incompetent with tech, and that ruins the entire premise of my joke, but fuck off. Because we eventually did have to break it to him. I think we could have come up with a way to let him down easy.
Hey, America here. Look, we think maybe we need to see other candidates. We were feeling the burn, and not the STD kind, but IDK, like, now it's cooling off. The delegates vote for you, but they're just not in vote with you. You're a great guy. We still want to be represented by you. But we're just not ready to have you as POTUS.
And hey, say hello to the band, GW Toy and the Blues All-Stars. The Blues, not an appropriate song genre for late night. You watch them as they play me to the death. When we return, I'll be talking about weed.
Thank you.
Come on down to Discount Script written by students at UCB Warehouse. We got loads and loads of scripts. They got twice the typos and half the funny. Come on down. Welcome back, everyone. I don't know what accent this is. Hello, everyone. Hey. Who here smokes pot? Careful how you answer. I am literally wearing a wire. Anyone here getting married? That's my other question. Well, why not combine those activities? Like one Oregon couple who tied the knot, or rather rolled the joint, or sealed the dime bag, on 420, of course. They even had, quote, a giant personalized ice bong. I don't know how it stayed lit, but we know how they did. The wife, Justice, fitting name, said one of the reasons they did this was, quote, we feel like ganja is a way better choice than alcohol. It brings people together, nobody fights, and everyone has a good time. Methinks these two were perhaps more in love with weed than each other. I don't know. Maybe it's just the alcohol talking. But I say, if you love pot so much, why don't you just move to San Francisco, where I'm sure it's legal to marry your bong. Folks, I've said this before. When it comes to legalizing, I'm on the fence. No, I'm not on the fence. It's not a name of a strain. But I am on Ambien. Either way, this is an emerging industry, and I am all about the love of green. Cash, that is. Besides, with all this Brexit stuff and who knows who's going to be in the White House, even I am probably going to have to find alternate revenue sources. Which is why tonight, ladies and gentlemen, and marginal people in between, I'm proud to introduce my own cannabis-themed wedding catalog. Kevin Piastra's Marijuana. What do you buy legally for the pothead who has everything? How about starting with getting them a subscription to Kevin Piastra's Marijuana? It's like Modern Bride meets High Times, except it's not, because it's a catalog. That's right, Kevin Piastra's Marijuana, featuring such mind-blowing products as a green wedding gown made of hemp, a matching set of his and her lighters, and finally, because it's essential to plan ahead, rolling papers with wedding vows printed on them, because you'll probably be so high you forget them. So congratulations, Justice and Corey, for inspiring me to come up with a business idea. Usually I gotta be high to think of those things. That kind of stuff. Which reminds me, this episode is of course sponsored by Miracle CBD Cannabis Capsules. And this thing. Probably not FDA approved. Oh yeah! We'll be right back. Oh, welcome back. You have uncles out there, everyone, correct? You have friends out there. You probably know people named Charlie or have heard of them. Well, good. I hope so. Otherwise, you won't be able to relate to this new segment we have in order to fill 45 minutes. It is called
Charlie versus Charlie.
I got my friend, Charie versus Uncle Snow. I got it wrong, and I know them for years. It's friend, Charley. Uncle, Chari. No, fucking Charlie. I'm a wreck. One's funny on purpose and the other can't fucking help it. You decide.
Hey, Kevin, do you need this?
Of course I do. Thank you very much, ma'am.
Well, Charlie, what do you think of the youth today?
They suck.
I didn't know that anyone in New Jersey actually spoke in those accents. So the one guy says, the thing about living in Dover is everyone assumes I'm Hispanic. And the other guy says, wait, you're really not Hispanic?
You got to have balls to survive today in this society.
Right.
There were two guys on the train. One of them owned a restaurant. And he was talking about that. And it's like, oh, but you're near Godfather Pizza, aren't you? Aren't they mafia run?
No. It's legit. But I mean, everyone's got a few connections here and there.
And they should have individually mic'd me and not set me up on this. This is probably like 60% bed bugs. I can't even see the chair.
The romance.
I find them.
Are you filming that? Give me copies.
Snapchat.
Oh.
And the one guy says, "Oh yeah, well I work over at the hospital. There's a lot of Filipino work in there. They're really, really beautiful. I have a thing for them."
Speak up, asshole.
Sweetie.
You have a mother, right? Well, go make love to her. Otherwise, go fuck your mother.
Wasn't that amazing? We will be right back. Oh yeah! accent. Oh. I was making fun of the one German we had in the audience for not having a sense of humor. Hashtag racism, but it doesn't matter because Hitler. That was all one hashtag. Tweet it out. Tonight's other guest segment thing is some highlights from the first GOP debate that I did. We did a live on Periscope, me and this dude named Adam New. So here's the highlights, because most of it's unviewable.
Fuck it. We'll do it live.
Fuck it. Fuck it. I've never seen that. Fucking thing sucks. There's no words. There's no words.
Fuck it. We'll do it live.
Fuck it.
I've never seen that.
Starring Adam New. This is my version of the Super Bowl, basically.
Yeah, and we don't want to wind up with a Janet Jackson situation.
I don't get it.
Or more recently, a Lenny Kravitz situation.
So, what are you listening to?
I'm watching Rick Perry trying to use words to create sentences.
Now, okay, here's the problem.
What?
We have no idea what the fuck we're doing. In that sense, we are very much like all of these candidates tonight.
Oh, of course. We probably have more of a clue of what they're doing.
In terms of intense patriotism, I have here my eagle-headed patriot stick, which is also the euphemism for penis. These are my hipster glasses. Hello, America. Now let's turn on my conservative pundit glasses. Okay.
He's also wearing a Pittsburgh Pirates cap
P
for
for
no goddamn
Piastra.
reason.
This is the Piastra Factor on air. The first live podcast. P for podcast. I even have one of those late night talk show blue card poops. This is my everyone is entitled to my opinion mug. We should have music playing during some of this. Seriously.
Great.
This is our senior political analyst, and resident Lays E-boy. Now, our pal Kyle Lafayette, I had told him to spread the word about this, and I promised him that I would say he was supposed to be here tonight, but he was kidnapped by ISIS, which is just a euphemism for he's busy in Virginia. Welcome to in 3 minutes, the Webby Award eligible special.
Yeah, Webby, maybe the Razzie version of the Webbies.
Literally just a giant coil taken from the couch that we spray paint to make it more shiny and put it on a little base. Oh God, look at this lineup.
Part of the great American process. All right, gentlemen.
The last raisin in a bowl of oatmeal.
They're basically saying they were all chosen by Roger Ailes.
Yes, Roger Ailes our nation. He's the ailment.
Yes,
Carly Fiorina is your showstopper? You have a problem.
We're going to be shouting over each other in the spirit of Fox. If you're just tuning in, this is the perfect place because it is the beginning. Hashtag boom shakalaka.
It would have been like herding cats.
What is this, NBA Jam?
Alright, guys.
I almost wish.
So the audience knows we're gonna...
This coverage is also brought to you by ads for at-home lubricated catheters. Shows you the demographic. Because there are a bunch of dick holes that need to be plugged up, get it? A bunch of dick holes that need to be plugged up!
It's going swimmingly.
It is 9 p.m. on the East
Sinking,
Coast.
drowning.
The truth has arrived.
Fuck you, Brett Bear!
On the previous debate tonight,
You're going to hear that a lot through the
the
night.
Republican Party's nomination. Tonight,
Brett,
just
barely
you
human.
heard.
You know, this just in. Like yesterday, Roger Ailes said of Jon Stewart, quote, I actually think he doesn't dislike me, unquote. It's right here. I'm not
asking you for questions for the candidates.
Yeah, he compared him to Death from the Seventh Seal. Yeah, he's a huge fan of you, Roger.
He actually lives in Jersey, which is where this is being broadcast from.
14,000 of you submit a question.
He always has a gun on him.
You will hear us asking.
His office is bulletproof glass,
For the
windows.
candidates who will be answering...
At least he knows there should be people after him.
Positioned on the stage by how they stand in the polls. In the center of the stage tonight, businessman Donald Trump.
Dump.
Oh, look while he gets the biggest applause.
Darn old rump.
My list was...
New Jersey Governor
alright, Marco Rubio, the water drinker. Ted Cruz, the thunder from up over. Jeb Bush, third time's a charm, baby. Rand Paul, the sensible one. Chris Christie, the king of go fuck yourself. Scott Walker, who? Mike Huckabee, might as well vote for Jesus. Ben Carson, the neurosurgeon without a brain. John Kasich. Seriously, who? And, of course, Donald Trump. No joke required.
Now, I'm wearing purple, which usually means bipartisan, but for me, I'm technically an independent. You're sitting on the left of this screen because you're a lefty. I'm sitting over here, but not on the right as an independent.
They're asking the first question. We need to look alive.
Is this Jeopardy? What?
Is there anyone on stage, and can I see hands, who is on support to the eventual nominee of the Republican Party and pledge to not run an independent campaign against that person?
I really wish Jiminy Glick would moderate these debates.
Raise your hand now if you won't make that pledge tonight.
Right?
Mr. Trump.
Of course. Why not?
I'm sorry.
Trump, to be clear,
Vice President.
standing on a Republican primary. I fully understand. The place where the RNC will give the nominee the nod.
There's going to be blood spilled tonight.
Experts say an independent run would almost certainly hand the race over to Democrats and likely another Clinton. You can't say tonight that you can make that pledge.
I cannot say. I have to respect the person that if it's not me, the person that wins. If I do win and I'm leading by quite a bit, that's what I want to do. I can totally make that pledge. If I'm the nominee, I will pledge I will not run as an independent. But
Earwax on top of a Q-tip.
With everybody.
See, the whole point is that they're going to pull him out. They want people to be worried that he's going to get the nomination, which he's not.
The thing that is probably most important is having a brain and to be able to figure things out and learn things.
We should have one election cycle
on the right track now.
where we don't have liberals or conservatives, we have libertarians and the Green Party running. If that were ever...
It won't happen.
I know, but if it could...
It might not be different if the political donors who donate to the two big parties would move to those third parties.
Right. If the limits of the debate were not decided beforehand, and they were allowed to talk about whoever they want, how different would this be? Which blonde android clone is that?
Megyn Kelly.
It is Megyn Kelly. She's so stupid she can't even spell Megan right. Spells it with a Y.
You call women you don't like fat pigs, dogs, slobs, and disgusting animals. Your Twitter account...
Only Rosie O'Donnell.
That was like 10 years ago. You used all of those recently.
See, he's turning it into a comedy. I want her to run now. Just so they could feud again. And the political correctness part I have to agree with, but that's it.
Frank, we need quickness and we need brain in this country to turn it around.
None of which you have.
See, I didn't know this was directed by J.J. Abrams. Jabba the Hutt was just on the screen.
Is the economy downgrades?
His last name has Christ in it. He's got my vote. He's going to eat his words because, come on, he eats everything. He's a Tony Soprano wannabe. So Jabba the Hutt, there's a real illegal alien. Tonight, I am contractually obligated to claim that I am proud to introduce our new in-house band here on the show. Because this was on such short notice, I could only book a bunch of old white dudes playing the blues, which is blasphemous. But let's just have it serve as a symbol of racial tension in America. We're going to now cut away to the shot of the band playing. Yeah, where's Trump's birth certificate? He's not even from Earth. Or if he is, he's an Oompa Loompa that took growth hormones to seem normal height. So you get the inside scoop of the real conspiracy theories here on Kev's Conspiracy Corner. KKO. That's not going to work. I'm taking a bold position. Man spreading. There's an issue.
I think it's time to do. I think the next president ought to invoke the 5th and 14th Amendments to the Constitution.
Fuck.
Now that we clearly know.
No. No, fuck. Fuck.
Baby inside the mother's womb is a person at the moment of conception. The reason we know that it is because of the DNA schedule that we now have clear scientific evidence on. And this notion
DNA schedule?
To ignore the personhood.
The fuck is a DNA schedule?
A violation of that unborn child's.
I'm more of a social commentator.
Where they're sicker.
More of a factivist than an activist.
We brought a program in.
I'm in the into the macro issues.
At DC Homo says, Christie cuts everything but calories.
Big business, big government, and big religion have done some good, but in the long run have ruined the world. But thank you to Google for letting this be on YouTube, and thank you to the First Amendment for allowing me to say this, and thank you, God, for not letting me get shot for saying this. Speaking of getting shot, Cecil the Lion. I'm all about preserving wildlife, but the media purposely focuses on the wrong issues. Evidently, the only African thing that gets shot that American whites care about is a lion.
This week I did come up with a comprehensive strategy.
And gun control doesn't mean disarming those who already have guns. It means making it harder for those with mental illness to have access to firearms. That's all it ever meant. But let me get off my soapbox. We're sponsored by Dove. Welcome back, Dove. Now, where were we? I don't care. After this show. Now, please welcome tonight's act. I don't know who. It's a surprise. It'll be great, because they're on my show.
He has 7 PhDs, 4 masters, and a Heisman Trophy. His blood is more expensive than that of a unicorns. When he cries, it rains. There is no known vaccination for his charm. Donald Trump cites him as his mentor. His eyes are so beautiful, there is no classified code. Girls actually make him sandwiches. He taught Mr. Shannon the overarching details. He endorses Coca-Cola, Nike, and Apple. He turned down the office of president because he didn't feel it. He's the most interesting man.
Welcome, ladies and gentlemen. Here we have Chris Flannery taking our food challenge, eating as many sandwiches as we can give him. Let's hear it for him. Challenger, are you ready? Yes. Bring out the makers. How do you feel? You're fully torqued. Let's do this. Are you ready? Are you ready? Yeah! Let's go! How long have you been preparing for this?
Feeling good.
Good answer. So do you like the peanut butter or the jelly?
I go all the things.
Almost ready for your first sandwich. Anticipation's building. Building. Here we go. And the challenger starts his first sandwich. How do you feel? How many is that? Last one, are
someone was hungry. I think we need to clean up food crew after that. Alright.
Wonderful! Oh, they're over there. Wonderful! Good night, everybody. Tune in to the election in review after the election. It will be called... What the fuck was that? 2016 was an inside job. Presented by Frosty Productions. Oh, hi! I didn't see you there through the lens. Especially because the show is supposed to be over right now. Speaking of knowing when the show is over, this is my antique German authentic handcrafted cockle clock. Sorry, I meant cuckoo clock. And this is how we time the show every time we actually do a show.
Yep, it is.
Thank you for that confirmation, nameless producer. But it also isn't.
Huh?
The dirty little secret, it's also a time machine.
Wow.
Couldn't have said it better myself, which is why I didn't. So what the hell's my point? Well, I figured we could all figure out right now who's gonna win this goddamn election. All I gotta do is travel to November 8th, 2016. Now keep on that protective helmet, kiddo. And don't worry about why I'm not wearing one. This is time travel, it's already a paradox. Where's the yank part?
Who won?
You don't want to know. One of them. Also, they already announced the iPhone 7 Plus.